He's worked extremely hard, and he deserves every single, penny that he's going to get. As far as the direction of this team, like he's led us in the right direction. I know Buffalo hadn't been in the playoffs in 17 years, whatever the case may be. He comes in 3 and takes us to 2. So, I mean, he's got this team on the right trajectory. The messaging to this team obviously is the playoff caliber and trust in the process, and that's exactly what we've done. That's exactly what he's done. It's only led to good things. So we're going to continue to follow his lead. As a head coach to kind of get that extension. Obviously, there's some relief there where now he's got some relief and he can go out there and just coach. So we're super excited as a team that obviously have him locked down for the next 6 years, and we're looking forward to spending as much time with him as we can and developing that relationship.
He mentioned how much he's learned about himself during this quarantine period. How important was he from a leadership perspective during this time of uneasiness for a team trying to, come together and all that? I mean, how good has he been throughout this whole process?
Yeah, I mean, especially in unseen times like this, he stayed on top of everything. He was reaching out to guys regularly, making sure that we had all the resources necessary to be the best that we can be, and come back in the best shape possible. He didn't take anything lightly. I know a lot of coaches around the leagues kind of very lenient with their Zoom meetings and whatnot, allowing guys to kind of do their own thing, but he wanted to make sure that he was staying on top of everything. And he didn't have to do that, but that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to use his time where he was talking to the team and spending as much time around some of our new guys as he could. So kudos to him for that. And again, it only shows why that he got the extension, that he's going to have a nice little payday there too. So again, extreme props to him and super fortunate to have him as a head coach here.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Josh, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
I'm just curious. I was looking at the calendar, and it is 1 month from today that you open the season. I'm curious how you're feeling about the process leading up to this, and do you feel like you're kind of running full speed on the treadmill to make sure you catch up and are ready for that date?
Yeah, we're just taking one day at a time. We're finally getting guys back, finally getting some full speed routes and reps with everybody. We're not where we want to be by any terms, so we're still diving into our playbook, seeing what works and what doesn't work, what guys can and can't do. Things are going well, with the leadership that we have up top, and again, we're going to continue to trust the process and go one day at a time, and that's really all we can do. But we're super eager to finally put some helmets and pads on and start running some full speed reps, and finally going against our defense, because obviously our defense has been one of the top in the past 3 years. So going against them is only going to make us better on offensive side of the football. So we're super excited to start with that process here soon.
While you're talking about learning guys, obviously we keep asking you about Stephon. I'm just curious where you're at in that process as you try to build that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. We're taking it one day at a time, like I said. And the only time that, we get on these on-field reps, we got to take in game like off the field. I mean, we've been spending a lot of time together, via video game and FaceTiming and on social media and stuff like that. But, but as far as everybody goes, I mean, we got some guys that can play now. We got some real dudes over here, and John and Cole, and getting an actual full offseason or full training camp with them as this year goes around, just knowing what they can and can't do. And there's really nothing that they can't do, but what they're good at, and we're still trying to improve on some of the things that we lacked on last year. So again, this time has been very instrumental for our progress here, and we're super excited to be out here.
Thank you.
Hey there, Josh. Adam Laney with WGRZ TV. I'm wondering, given the contract extension for Sean, what it means to you at this stage in your career to have kind of been under one head coach and in one system, essentially, how beneficial that's been to your development and looking forward.
I mean, it's super beneficial, just knowing the ins and outs of what a coach is looking for, what a coach is asking his players to do. The familiarity with him, and obviously he's more on the defensive side of the football, but getting to pick his brain about some different coverages that we're going to see this year. And obviously he's extremely knowledgeable, and I want to talk to him as much as I can and really dive into a defensive-minded person. So that's been super helpful. But as far as, you keep the same head coach, and that usually follows with keeping most of the staff around. I know guys year in and year out, there's going to be a couple changes here or there. I know when you start winning, there's probably some more changes coming too. But, we're taking it one day at a time, and to have the same coach and the same offensive coordinator now for going into my third year, the familiarity with the system, the verbiage, the terminology, and me being able to relay messages from Coach McDermott to the players. And I really think that the quarterback's an extension of the head coach and the offensive coordinator. So to have that relationship with both of them that I do, it's been super, super helpful.
Thank you.
Okay, Q, am I up here? All right, I think I'm up. Josh, this is Mark Gaughan from the Buffalo News. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Yep.
My question is just how do you feel about your off-season work with Jordan and Ken on your deep ball mechanics? And would you agree, obviously this gets dissected 87 ways to Sunday, but would you agree that in general, shorter stride, so your sequencing is better, and get your hips over your front knee, that has been sort of one of the keys?
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of playing with the trajectory and the power I'm putting behind the ball. Obviously, I wasn't in a good enough position last year, and I didn't do it at a high enough level as much as I wanted to. But, I've worked a lot on it this offseason, been able to get a lot of good reps in, and we're, going to continue to keep working on it until we feel like it's where it needs to be. But, I mean, it's still obviously – quarterbacking is everything. Every year you're going to have to find something to get better at. And, yesterday I spun the ball extremely well, and it just came off my hand. I knew exactly where it was going to go. And this morning, there was a couple that just didn't feel great off the hand. So, again, it's just that constant, like, here's a great day, and then all of a sudden it humbles you, and it's just like, all right, let's not forget about what we worked on. Let's have these mental reminders in my head and try to reset my mindset and not hang on the last throw.
And would you agree the stride, sometimes the overstride is what not just you, but a lot of quarterbacks can, cause an issue?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Josh, it's Marcel from ESPN. We heard from John Brown either earlier this week or last week. Time kind of runs together nowadays, but that Gabe Davis and Isaiah Hodgins are light years ahead of where you'd expect a rookie receiver to be. I was wondering if you've noticed anything similar as far as how these guys have been able to grasp this playbook.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely dove into their playbook this offseason. They've done a good job as far as knowing where they're going, what they're doing. Again, there's still a lot of room to grow with these two, and I expect these two, actually, their draft picks, and they're going to be good players, and I really do think that. But we got to keep going one day at a time, still trying to find some familiar ground with both of them here. And I see a lot of promise in both of them, though, and I'm super excited they're on our team because they do bring kind of a different piece to our puzzle that we have here in Buffalo, and that is high praise from John. And again, we're excited to have these two young guys that have been putting in a lot of work, and like I said, they've been very knowledgeable in their playbook, and they're only going to grow, but we got to take it one day at a time with them.
And to follow up quickly, I mean, it's not like you've been in the league long enough to see a ton of these, younger rookie receivers come through, but does it feel like at all like, wow, they're coming in, any more advanced than your average young receiver would?
I mean, maybe slightly, but I mean, I do see a significant difference in the way that they're approaching the game, and I do credit that to guys like John and Cole and Steph being able to, relay what to expect out of a professional receiver, how to approach practice, how to approach reps, how to approach the mental side of the game as well. And, John and Cole, I mean, all three of our older guys have been very talkative and communicative with them as far as like running routes goes and what to do when a guy's pressed and inside. So it's a really cool thing to see some of our older guys talking to our younger guys like that.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Josh, John Scott, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You mentioned earlier how putting on the pads finally is on the horizon here. Is that something on the calendar that's kind of been circled that you can send guys are ready to take off and finally, after what I would assume since the playoff game in January, get back to what truly is football?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of guys they want to start playing. We want to get back into it. And you got all these guys with a lot of competitive juices flowing in practice, and we're supposed to be doing walkthroughs, and you got guys going full speed. It's just like coaches telling us to slow down. And I said that last week or whenever I spoke last, but I'd rather have coach having to tell us to slow down than to speed up. And it just shows how eager our guys to kind of get back on the field and start playing some real football. So I know I'm excited for it, and I can't wait for it. And I think that's speaking for a lot of guys on the team as well.
Is there some sense of urgency, understanding that you referenced it earlier in the call, of knowing that your time frame is short and how much time you need to make up for?
I mean, that's the thing in football. You never want to press. You never want to try to rush things. You got to let them happen. You got to take it one day at a time. That's something I've learned throughout the couple of years that I've been in the league, and still continue to learn to this day. And it applies in all situations in football. There's really never room to press in a game, really in any walks of life. So we're taking it one day at a time. Again, when the Jets get here, they get here, and we'll be ready to play them that week. But again, we're taking it one day at a time, and that's kind of in the near future here.
Thanks.
Josh, Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080. What's up, man?
Good to see you, Mook.
Hey, you've been, the hardest working quarterback in the NFL this offseason. You've been working out all over the globe, from California to Florida. You reached out to some of the great quarterbacks in Peyton Manning and Drew Brees, So just tell us a little bit on how do you evolve as a quarterback this year?
How I evolve, playing the game mentally a lot better, understanding my offense the best that I can understand it, the ins and outs, the protection, where I'm hot, understanding what the defense can do in a certain play, which would cause us problems. And if I need to get out of that play, let's get out of that play. But you pair that with the good relationship that I have with Coach Daboll and Coach Dorsey, and understanding what plays I do and don't like. And, Coach Daboll is going to call the games the right way for me, and I'm going to be able to go up there and execute them the right way. So, and not only that, just the guys that we got on offense now, just understanding that when I get them the ball, good things happen. So we're going to try to do that as swiftly and as often as we can.
Now, Bills World want to know, will we see Josh E. Boucher versus Pat Mahomes?
We'll see. We'll see. I know we play on that Thursday night game, and I don't think we should throw off before the game, but we might just go out there and chat and see if we can hunker something down in the offseason.
All right, my guy. Appreciate it, man. Good luck this year.
Yep, thank you.
Hey, Josh. Watching the Hard Knocks first episode the other night, it just kind of dawned on me, and that was really the first glimpse I think that a lot of us had of what camps kind of look like and behind the scenes in this environment. And it struck me that to some degree that level of uncertainty and all the concern that a lot of players have, some being very uncomfortable with the testing they have to undergo. And I know the push is there for daily testing and so forth. To this point that you've been in camp, not trying to, maybe we take for granted that you're just doing the things you do, but Josh, how comfortable, confident, what's your general sense of all the other stuff besides football that you and your teammates are dealing with on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, and I can't speak for other teams around the league, but I can speak for our players here that the Bills organization has been nothing but great and nothing but class here as far as testing-wise and the amenities that we have in the facility, and allowing us to be here and providing the outdoor spaces required to go and be able to dine with each other but still be socially distant. They put a lot of thought process in behind it. And, again, I can't thank Terry and Kim enough for what they're doing for us. And they've, allowed us to be here. And obviously they've kind of put forth every resource for us. So I know a lot of the guys, obviously, they don't like the nose swab and this and that, but we all know that it's a small price to pay in order to play the game that we love. And it's not that big of a deal in my opinion, but I'm just happy we're playing football.
And again, you made it clear that it's a big deal to NFL push on for the kind of the whole psyche of the country, so forth. But is it fair to ask it? Do you feel safe on a day? I know you never know, but is there a sense of safe feeling when you do this? Is that not in the back of your mind that this is a threat to you every day you're there?
No, I've got supreme faith in being as healthy as possible here. And again, there's other outside factors in life where things happen and things can change in a heartbeat. So again, we're taking it one day at a time, and obviously we're being very accountable towards each other. We're doing the right things on and off the field. This is a team that it's very veteran run team, and we got guys doing the right things. And I truly believe in all of our teammates here that we're doing the right thing.